my
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Yes.
okay, excellent. Let me just get it into the full screen. So, good evening once again, everybody. Is the Ma'am, could you please mute your mic? Thank you so much. So our topic for the day is create Unit 6, which is creating the content. And the master trainers for this are Pushpata Chaudhary, me, and Miss Shilpi Arora. So moving forward, I would like you to reflect on, Neera ma'am, would you like to read the question?
What training?
So
What training?
what training? So what does this mean to you?
We are all doing the teachers training, and we are going to train the upcoming teachers, I suppose,
Yes,
or
ma'am.
it can be anybody. So, what training? Now, here the picture also says think. What training?
Archana ma'am, what is your understanding of these words?
As Neera ma'am just said that it's, we are going to be trainers for teachers. So exactly what kind of training are we supposed to give them? What would be the basic, not rules, but basic points on which we should be training them? The nitty-gritties, the details of that. It could be both theory, it could be, practical. So everything put together. A better version of B.Ed, I should say.
Yeah, Sanita ma'am, what's your take on this?
Ma'am, I think that need of the time, that what is required now as the techno savvy, as well as that the what changes are going on. So all related to that, we need the training.
Deepa ma'am, what's your take on these two words?
I felt like not able to find out a correct answer on this, but what training means, what we are going to convey, or what we are going to impart to others that we got. What training?
Very
What
nice.
we are trying to. That's what I am. Just I don't know whether I'm correct or not.
Good, good, good. Monica ma'am, what do you think about it?
Ma'am, it's what kind of training you are going to give or you are going to get. Both perspectives. What kind of
Okay,
training?
yes, it can be both ways.
Yes.
Well, in education, there is a line which says that less is more. Sometimes when less content is given to you, you think about it more. So that's why I thought let's put a two-word question to you and see where it takes you. Because you people are a very imaginative lot, and you have a very versatile thinking, and that's really nice. It comes on very nice in the our sessions. So yes, what training? Let's move on. And I think this question should does this question really solve the earlier question? Archana ma'am, I would like you to read it. We're just brainstorming here. Please read the question.
Let's brainstorm. Why do you think we need to plan our content in training?
That's it. That's it. Only the question. So I have here given you a lot of answers here. I would like you to pick up any one element and talk about it. Is that possible? Otherwise, I tell you to give me an answer. So I have given you these answers. Now you're going to explain to me how this fits into the question. So I have these lots of words out there which are floating around on the slide in front of you. Or I want each of you to pick up a different one and explain it in context with what the question is. Will that be possible? I'll give you 1 minute to think about it.
innovative ideas I'll pick up.
Okay, ma'am, please go ahead. You can start talking about it, and the others can,
Patience. I'll take a patience, ma'am.
okay. Please, you can write it in the
Ma'am,
check. Please write it in the
yes,
chat, please, so that the other person knows which one you have taken. Yes, please.
I have been teaching English all my life through, and sometimes even social studies. So social studies was good. I mean, we could take examples, and we could, use
Ma'am, please repeat your topic,
innovative
Ashna ma'am.
ideas. Innovative
Okay, okay,
ideas.
okay, okay.
So, other subjects, there's a lot that one can do. You can use a lot of things, objects, uh, materials, that is, to teach. But a few years ago, teaching English had become very monotonous and very boring. So, and especially for senior classes, for children, of course, we could use puppets and pictures and all, sometimes cartoons also. So, for the seniors, we had to think of some very innovative ideas, because otherwise the class would become very monotonous. So then like I taught about 10, 12 years ago. After that, I got into principalship. So that time I would think of games, which were based on their chapter. Sometimes I would usually write things on the blackboard because there was nothing else available. So sometimes jumbled sentences, sometimes a kind of quiz, sometimes I would make that crossword puzzle for them. So based on their subject matter, I would gamify my topic, and that would interest them also. They love to play those kinds of games, which added to their knowledge. Plus, it broke the monotony. Now, of course, there's a lot which is available. Even phonetics can be done. They can hear, they can speak. We have language labs. So, a lot of innovative ideas. And the same thing is being taught. But now, it's not just learning. We have to stop the unlearning also, because the children would go home and forget. But when they do things practically, because of all these new innovations, the knowledge is there to stay. And also new words, I would try to add to their vocabulary, things that were not something which was totally against, I mean, away from their subject matter. Some related words I tried to add, and ask them to make statements. I mean, there were a lot of activities that were done. So they were happy.
Great, ma'am. How do you connect it to being a trainer?
Same thing, ma'am. Like, if we just take lectures of teachers, like I've been taking a lot of training sessions. So if I just go on talking myself, they are not interested.
Mhm.
Give them an activity to do, a group activity or something, so the teachers also start taking interest. It has to be a two-way process, because teachers also are human beings, and when they are there in a workshop, they are as good as students.
Yeah.
They look up at you to give, because they're already teachers, they know their subject matter. So when you are there, they look up for something extra from you.
So
So
we understand the necessary changes which we need to make when we are teaching, right? So I think the point very clearly, elaborated by Archana ma'am. Archana ma'am, thank you so much. Yes, can we move on to Deepa ma'am? She has written her topic there.
yes, ma'am. I have chosen avoiding wastage. So if I'm a trainer, when I'm taking training online, the point should be to the point. I mean, it should not be like beating around the bush. The main points and the sub points should be relevant, and the enough number of slides. When I'm making the PPT, have to be careful about enough number of slides should be there, not too unnecessary for no increasing the number of slides. I should not deviate from the topic. Enough number of slides, and the content should not be stuffed. It should be in the light background. It should be the high main heading should be pointed out, and very few not to be content should not be stuffed. Enough number of sub points should be there. So the audience will not feel like too much of congested topic and the sub points. And that should be avoiding wastage of slides, and also point should be relevant up to the point.
Deepa ma'am, do you think we need to exercise that in our lessons also when we go to teach in our classrooms?
Yeah, but not to be too much of content should be presented. I used to take my laptop to the class, and I'm a
Okay.
computer science teacher. So I
Okay.
used to take laptop to the class, and when we have the interactive TV, I used to connect my laptop, and the topics I used to present it online because that if it is a theory session, I used to present it through the PPT presentation. And if it is a lab session, I will take the children to the lab. In the there also we have interactive TV, and there I switch it on and I show them. And I'm not explaining. Theoretical explanation will not be effective. Visualization will be more effective. So I will if it is a practical lesson, I will take the class in the lab and showing them how to open it and how to do it, the procedures, everything I will show. Then I will give a lab exercise. So then they will proceed. Theory lesson also not to instead of just reading out the lesson and
Yeah.
not to follow the. I don't believe in following the traditional method. I used to take my laptop and the topic should be presented in a visualization method.
So, you out here, you believe that now you have amalgamated both Archana ma'am's point here, and you've also time managed your work, right? You've given something different to the children rather than just giving a lecture. And I think in computers it becomes very boring, because when somebody is going on giving you a lecture, you are totally zoned out because half the
Yeah,
things.
because they won't understand. Because when I'm telling,
Absolutely.
I'm taking it's like if my topic is a PPT PowerPoint to this no how to create the slide, how to give animation, how to give translation. If I explain them, if I lecture, they will just sit blank. They will not understand how to open the PowerPoint, how to take a new slide, how to give the background, how to give the animation. Nothing will be clear for them. I just have to, I may just lecturing will not be effective. So if I show them live that this is how PowerPoint should be opened and the new slide will be open, a background is giving, we are inserting slides or we are inserting text and we are inserting pictures and how to give translation animation. So if I share and also finally slideshow. So if I show one example live, they will understand. I don't have to explain it further.
Absolutely.
They will
Well,
do it
well
because
explained,
I have experienced that. I have done it in my class. Usually I do it like
Deepa ma'am. Very good. And we would love to see everything in your coming sessions. And
hopefully.
uh, especially now that you have all planned and taken up your topics, it becomes very important that this step, the next step of planning, comes into action, right? Monica, what have you picked up here today?
Ma'am,
Thank you, Deepa ma'am.
preparedness.
Okay.
Like if you are prepared, uh, you'll feel confident to deliver the content, and you will be ready to accepting the challenges, like flexible. And you will be if you plan something and you're prepared for that, you'll accept the challenges, like if there is any, I mean, you'll deliver the content
Better.
um, meaningful better, and you'll be confident enough to deliver the content. And what you'll say, if you have any, you will plan already that this, if what goes wrong, and you'll plan accordingly the alternative.
Very good.
So
So,
you'll be
whatever
prepared
might
for.
happen, you will be able to take forward your session and you will be,
Yes.
flexible there, right? That is
Yes.
what you want to. Anybody wants to add anything to it? Most welcome.
Yeah, I remembered my own school time. I won't name the subject and, of course, not the teacher. This particular teacher, she was new probably. So, whenever we asked her a question, she said, "You write it down on a piece of paper. I'll tell you tomorrow." So,
Okay.
once or twice it was okay. But then, we all students, like we were in 10th, we were not kids. So we started feeling, I mean, the message was conveyed that she doesn't know. She's just here. And so that kind of respect that we had somehow, the trust, respect also not there, but the trust in her was broken. So children want to trust because when you are there as a teacher and you're not prepared, children are looking up to you for knowledge. But if you're not able to impart at that particular moment, they suffer a setback. So it's very important. I'm glad Monica took up this topic. Preparedness is very, very important for any teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think it's not probably you're very right that not only the teacher feels confident, it's the faith of your students in you also, which is strengthened here. Very nice, very nicely explained, Ashna ma'am. Thank you, Monica. That was very nice. Sunita ma'am, what have you picked up?
I will pick up the patience.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I feel that when you are there, that you have to listen to everyone, and we have to sort out the things which they are not clarified.
Yes, very nice. And I think we also get impatient, and then we, the class become mismanaged. That is, I think, the biggest hurdle to not preparing your content well, is that you cannot deliver what you are trying to say. You're not able to get through, get across to your audience what you're trying to say. It becomes your patience level also goes down, because they're going to cross question you in the end, and you'll not be able to answer them, and it is going to be a very the equation is going to be very bad between the trainer and the trainee both. Yes, anybody else left? Neera ma'am, you've done? Have you done, Neera ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I have also taken up
Oh,
patience, ma'am.
okay.
So, ma'am, what I feel is teacher at any level, whether it's a college, it's a school, it's a university, anywhere, the teacher has to have a lot of patience for effective learning. She has to be calm and focused, and the students as well, we get better results. So, ma'am, I feel that there has to be a lot of patience. I, being a nursery teacher, every day, ma'am, every day there are n number of children with different psyche, and I have to deal with them. At the end of the day, I say yes, thank God, thank God, thank God. So we have to have a lot of patience. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I think this is one of the biggest trait a teacher needs to have, and otherwise we would never be able to balance our personal life and our professional life. This is, I think, a big part of our lives. So being a trainer, you need to have another level, second level of patience. When you see Ravi sir, you will realize what I mean by that. So, because you have to constantly go on guiding, you have to constantly take your learners ahead, and you to constantly, have innovative ideas and challenge them to do what they want to do, and that is how it is going to work out. Otherwise, it is going to be boring. It is not going to hold on long, and people are going to start dropping off your session, right? Okay. I hope I have not missed anyone. Can we move forward from here? I hope this is clear.
Ma'am, could you
Yes.
explain the others which we had not taken up, like
Okay, sorry. Yes, yes, absolutely. So, avoid wastage, have we done? Analysis,
Yes, ma'am, I have
clarity,
done.
No, avoid
okay,
wastage is not done, no, ma'am.
not done.
Analysis and clarity, not done, I think.
Okay.
Right?
Analysis and clarity. Analysis, see, whatever happens is whenever we take a talk, I'm so sorry. I'm just touching it and it is changing into the next. Sorry. So, what happens is that when you are totally prepared, your content is totally prepared, there is a clarity in whatever you are teaching, and when you put forward your points, you are also able to analyze what people have already researched and what you are speaking about. And when here, like, we are brainstorming things and we talk about them, we are able to understand better what we are talking about. And when we analyze and connect it to the and we connect the dots with our experiences, it becomes the learning becomes better, and that is how the content becomes more and more relevant to what we are doing. And especially in the case of trainers, this is more important, because here we are trying to teach you something which, for example, all of you, I actually out here, I am not a person who can actually give you something, because all of you have so much experience and you have already gone through a lot of trainings and you have taught a lot of students. But what happens is, when I put my content in front of you, we all are able to analyze these points which we have gone through, and we are able to connect those dots with our experiences, right? And when we connect the dots of the content with our experiences, it creates another level of clarity, and our analysis makes it more relevant and clearer. All right. So So that's how. And avoiding wastages, we are not wasting any. Your time is is a very precious element in whenever you are doing your sessions. So what happened is, if your content is clear, concise, and appropriate, what happens? It avoids a lot of wastage. It avoids a lot of explanations, right? If I say something very, very ambiguous, what will happen? Monica will catch me and she'll say, ma'am, this doesn't happen. This is not happening. And Archana ma'am will also pitch in, yes, yes. I also don't think, ma'am, this is a relevant point. And then Sunita ma'am will say something, yes, ma'am. So now that a discussion is parked on something which I did not want to talk about. Discussion is parked on a topic which is taking everybody away from the content or the point which I want to make. Okay, so appropriate modes of training and appropriate content really enhances what you are trying to teach. Okay, so here we are main thing is what our objectives are. Are we able to reach our objectives or outcomes with our planning or not? Okay, so is there anything else?
Ma'am,
Identifies
exposure and identifies.
Exposure, ma'am.
exposure. So exposure is, ma'am, if my content is well planned, every training you have to make sure that you are always researching more than two spaces or two authors or two sources, 2 to 3 sources when you are taking up a point and talking about it. So what happens is it gives you a lot of clarity. All right, so it gives you and you are able to identify whether your sources are correct. Sometimes if there are 2 to 3 sources and you find that the same point is being differently described by each author or whichever site you are referring to, that means that there is that none of them is clear or precise. So you have to refer to your books or your library or to certain places which will give you the proper information which you need to relay. Otherwise आप एक किसी एक जैसे मैम अर्चना मैम, I think in one of this you were telling me or somebody else were in the session saying, what do the children do? They all go to the site. When we give them a task to do these days, what do? We give them an essay to write. All of them go on to Google, pick up all the content from there, and in the class they will write it down and bring it. But you will observe that everybody's content is the same. It especially happens in these competitions which we are having, declamation, debates, speeches with children. You will ultimately see that everybody is giving the same content because they do not go to the trouble of going and looking into and researching whether whatever is being said on the first site. Ma'am, whatever you are planning, whatever you are searching, it doesn't mean that if you are Googling something, that is the correct information. So it goes the same for what you are putting forward in front of your training. So please be very careful and make sure you are relevant authors. You are quoting relevant authors and quotes whichever you're picking up. Make sure all these comes from a very relevant place and the research which they have done is relevant, because in the end what will happen, it is your credibility which is being destroyed if you put in wrong information. All right, so it is rather better not to give any kind of information or a point than to give a wrong one. So आपको ये बहुत आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप किसको क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं और क्या इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहे हैं. So all of you need to be very careful on that point. क्योंकि अब आपने क्या किया है, बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स चूज कर लिए, right? All of you, I see, if I see your this thing. अब क्या हो सकता है अर्चना मैम, हो सकता है दीपा मैम एक रात में बैठे, बिकॉज वो कंप्यूटर शी इज एन एक्सपर्ट, शी से मैं तो सारी की सारी स्लाइड्स एक रात में बना दूंगी. एंड शी गोज इनटू शी बिकॉज शी नोज हाउ टू research very well, and her this computer skills are very good, so she will go and make that one slide and that one topic in one evening. Whereas Monica might go into and research one topic from one place, then check it other, then check it relevance, check the author who has written, check whether they know anything about academics. So she might prepare that topic in 1 week, and ma'am might prepare it in 1 day. But all this, what I want to say is that even if you do it in 1 day or 1 week, Please identify your sources, and that is very important. Okay. The content can come from anywhere, so we take live examples from our students these days. So without checking the relevance, without checking the authenticity, without checking whether a news is a false news or a truth, the children just go on believing what they read. And I think that is a very sorry state these days. They also believe what is coming in the reels these days. They believe these TikToks and all. They think they all what is being said in them is, a statement, because 10 people look at each other and they repeat what the earlier person was saying. But this does not make it real. Okay. Have I left anything else? All right. Let me move on to the next slide, please. I hope this is clear, all of you. Okay. Please remember all these things when you are making your slides, and you will be so much more confident when you have researched them well, selected your I see your contents are really nice, but make sure that you do justice to them by going into a deeper research. And when you go do a deeper research, what happens is you are able to deliver them also with all that confidence. Okay. Thank you. It was very nice for all of you. So I think we have just described this question as well. Deepa ma'am, can you read that question?
Yes, ma'am. Why is it important to create a well-structured content?
Okay. Would anybody like to give me a word for it? One word, two word? We've already discussed a lot about it. Chalo, let me just put it into words. You can just raise your hand if you know how to use the elements there. Okay. If anybody has to add something, yes. Neera ma'am, yes. Please add your point, then I'll move forward.
Ma'am, we have done the point preparation. That point,
Yes.
that word suits here. I mean,
Yes,
separateness. Yes.
absolutely. The whole idea was that I didn't want to teach you in these slides. I wanted you to extract these ideas. And sometimes I think rather than letting you only decide everything, and keep going, racking your brains for ideas, I gave you words so that you can just fit them into the right places where you found them. So, yes, identifying training reads is very important. And after you have identified what content or what topic you are going to talk about, then you have to determine its objectives, right? We have to structure it well. जब आपने एक बार टॉपिक कर लिया है, तो उसके बाद आप डिसाइड करेंगे कि अब आपके ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या हैं, ठीक है ना? और ऑब्जेक्टिव्स के बाद आपने एक जो भी आपका टॉपिक है उसके कंटेंट्स को स्ट्रक्चर करेंगे. फिर आप डिसाइड करेंगे कि व्हाट आर द मोड्स इन विच यू विल गिव द ट्रेनिंग, वेदर इट इज एन ऑफलाइन ट्रेनिंग और एन ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग. Abhi, for the timing, because it you're all online, you're taking online sessions, so all your trainings would be online. So, but in case you are a leader, like whenever if you are the leader of an organization, then you decide whether the teachers under you or the trainees under you, what kind of training would suffice, whether it will be online. ऐसे होता है ना कि sometimes our principals and all, they just say कि today we'll just have a 10-minute Zoom session and I'm just going to totally tell you what all is needed to be done. So you have to decide whether it is an online mode or an offline mode. Okay. And then, like I said, that you have to make sure what do you have to do with the content? What is it that you are trying to achieve from your trainings? What is it that you're trying to change in your trainings? Just the three words which we keep talking about. Monica, the first one.
Uh, can you please repeat the question, ma'am?
Three
Sorry.
things which we are we are changing with training. What are they?
Um,
SKA.
skills,
Skill. Yes,
upgrading skills,
yes. Our skills
building trust,
are
building
K
confidence,
for, yes, K for knowledge and
knowledge.
attitude. Very good. So you have to structure your content so that your trainees are going to be able to, bring about a change in these things. This is the basic three things which your training has to bring a change in, right? Is that right? Okay,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
now, and then you have to discover new styles, how to, put in. So when we move forward from here, we are going to discuss how these things will. So is this okay? Okay. I want Monica to read it, please. Just a
Points
minute.
to
I hope I haven't missed it. No, it's okay. Please.
Points to keep in mind. Content should be appropriate in context to audience and their needs. Outcome based, engaging, and effective in small segments go from basic to advanced, includes different formats like text, handouts, images, videos, covers practical aspects, creative well concluded.
Okay. So I think you must have seen them in all the sessions which you are observing, right? Sometimes you see visual context with with a movie, or we are sometimes showing you a story, or sometimes we are showing you just a picture, and sometimes we are showing you a video. All right. So all these things which increase the audience engagement, like say if Archana ma'am is my student in the class, she will not be feel very involved until I do an activity with her. And these days, our children have very short attention span. Let me tell you, they cannot sit in the class like we used to sit in, going on taking lectures after lectures after lecture. They don't want to sit like this, nor do they learn anything by this. They will be, they will be physically awake and mentally sleeping. So that is what is happening, and we need to keep their creative juices flowing by challenging them with activities, by discussions, and something or the other. You have to keep on going and giving them. And also these days we have to take care of students who are very intelligent and who are slow learners also. So we have to make sure that our pace suits both, all of them. So make sure that when you are taking a content, it is going from basic upwards to advanced level, so that even a person who does not know ABC of the topic which you are talking about. For example, you will be taking up topics to which trainees will come in and people will come in to take your sessions. They might not be connected to your session. For example, Neera ma'am, you're teaching pre-primary, right? So if you're talking about phonics and you're talking about something for only pre-primary people, children are connected with. And if there is somebody who's just teaching PGT levels, and so your session should be so engaging and so interesting that even a teacher who's not teaching the segment you are teaching comes in to join your session. If they feel enlightened after listening to you, and because your lesson has encompassed all your trainees. All right. So it should be able to take up, and you don't need to make the topic very difficult to understand. It has to be very reflective in the end, very analytical in the end, where it gives you a different perspective and understanding of the topic when you have ended. All right. जब आपका सेशन खत्म हो, चाहे वो किसी ऐसी सिंपल चीज के बारे में हो जिसको हम रोज देखते हो, ठीक है, पर अब जब your trainees come out of it, they feel, oh wow, this is what I did not catch. This is a how did I miss such a simple thing in it? So that is how your trainees and trainings have to come out differently. All right. So you can decide what kind of elements you want to introduce in it, images, or you can include audios, videos, anything. And you have to also cover up the practical aspects. Your creatives should be good, and in the end, every training, every topic should be concluded very well. ठीक है? अगर conclude नहीं किया तो आपके topic के बारे में किसी को पता नहीं चले. All right? Okay, so here we are. Smart is the way of how judging how what is this topic? That what your content is actually trying. I would like you to read the first one. Monica, please read the first one.
Yes, ma'am. SMART, S stands for specific.
Yes.
Make goals clear and specific.
What do you think about it?
Uh, Goals, if you are delivering a content, you need to specify the goals, what you need to give, uh, and you need to be clear that the outcomes of the thinking the outcomes of the training session, you need to plan it accordingly, specific goals.
Okay, very good. That means that whatever objective is there of your content, should be reachable. All right, that you are able to focus on the specific outcome or the result which you have decided. It should be well defined, and it should be clear, and it should be easy. All right. So you know what is there that you want to achieve. Okay. That is why I think last time Shilpi ma'am explained to you how to pick up a topic, right? So then she taught you to that you have to pick up a small relevant topic so that it is easy to achieve, and it is specific, and it is achievable, right? क्योंकि आप जितना वाइडर टॉपिक लेंगे उतना उसकी एक्सप्लेनेशन इतनी बड़ी हो जाएगी कि आप पूरा कंटेंट को एक 1 आवर के सेशन में कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाएंगे। तो आपको ये डिसाइड करके चलना है कि अभी भी आपने जो टॉपिक लिए हैं अपने, उनको रीथिंक करिए, उनको स्मार्ट की कैटेगरी में फिट इन करिए, और देखिए कि आपके एम, इट माइट बी अ वेरी नाइस टॉपिक, पर क्या वो 1 घंटे में उसको पढ़ाना या उसको सेशन को समझा पाना अचीवेबल है कि नहीं? इज इट स्पेसिफिक और नॉट? ओके।
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
यस मैम, प्लीज।
Ma'am, when we take a webinar, is it 1 hour? If is that okay that we are finishing it by half an hour or something like that? Is it compulsory to cover? No, almost I don't. It depends upon the topic. If we are finishing it on by 30 to 40 minutes in between, so will that be okay?
Ma'am, usually what happens, see, that somebody is giving you, if you are giving a session, probably your session, not now, maybe later on, it can be a paid session. If somebody is
Oh,
taking a paid session from you and you finish that session in 20 to 30 minutes, they might feel cheated of the time that, oh, look, she had promised me to, give me a session of 1 hour, and it was not given like that. So because you are if you have said that my session is for 1 hour, and there is a kind, see, sir is here. Yes, sir will explain it better. Sir, please.
Can you kindly stop sharing?
Yes, sir.
किसको आया इतना अच्छा क्वेश्चन? First of all,
It's an
who
excellent
had this
question.
doubt? Is it Deepa? Fine, very good.
Yeah.
Now,
no, I
the
was thinking
question
about sir
was,
because the sessions. Yes, sir. Sorry to interrupt because I have seen session 7 to 8. So I was thinking whether I will be able to finish by one
no, no,
hour if I will
that's okay,
finish
Deepa
in.
ma'am. That's what I want to answer the question, and I'm very much happy that I'm getting a chance to speak. It's very difficult, a person who speaks a lot to sit quiet. So the question is, what if we conclude a session within half an hour after giving the timings as 1 hour? Now, when are we giving these timings as 1 hour? We are not just giving it as 1 hour, no? So when we are taking up a session, now in your sixth chapter, you are going to see how are you supposed to prepare your PPT, how are you supposed to prepare your presentation and all. So while you are preparing for a topic, there is something called as a plan for training. टीचर की जिंदगी में प्लान कभी भी नहीं छोड़ेगी। स्कूल को जाओ तो लेसन प्लान, ट्रेनिंग को आओ तो ट्रेनिंग प्लान, तो प्लान तो होगा ही होगा। ठीक है। तो while you are planning, वी आर डेवलपिंग ए मिनट टू मिनट प्लानिंग। आपकी इंट्रोडक्शन कितने मिनट्स की होनी है, आपकी मिडिल एंगेजमेंट कितने मिनट्स की होनी है, और आपकी कंक्लूजन कितने मिनट्स की होनी है, Q&A सेशन कितने मिनट्स की होनी है, और फीडबैक सेशन कितने मिनट्स की होनी है। ठीक है। So after after planning all these things only, we are releasing the flyer stating that this training is going to happen for these many minutes or these many hours. तो 5 मिनट के यहाँ वहाँ हो सकता है, 5 minutes you have a buffer. Either you can finish off 5 minutes earlier, or you can finish off 5 minutes like late. But if it is like crossing more than 5 minutes, then audience will understand that we have planned in a very bad manner, or we have had a very ingenuine plan for our training. Okay. So always we should be sustainable in that case. We should plan properly. If it is 30 minutes session, we will give 30 minutes. Why to give us
Oh.
1 hour? 1 hour. Okay. But 30-minute session of a webinar doesn't work out. People will join after 15, 20 minutes. Okay. And if we are winding up after 30 minutes, what is that the person is going to learn?
Nothing.
Okay. Apart from that, these people who will join late, and if the session is ending soon, and if they are going out of the session, what happens? Bekar ki training hai, 5 minute bhi nahi li. This is what they badmouth us after going out. This is the tendency of the people. Because most of the people are joining as to take a screenshot and share it with their principal stating that I have attended. Okay. Second set of people are doing it because they want a certificate. ठीक है, ये जो लोग स्क्रीनशॉट लेते हैं ना, जब फिल करनी होती है फॉर्म स्कूल में, तब आके द डिफिकल्टी विच वी फेस एवरी डे. People might have already listened, several sessions before in 6 months earlier also, and they will ask for certificates at the end of the year.
Mm.
Sir, please, sir, I will pay 100 rupees rather than 50 and all. We come across such sort of people. Okay, so time is a very big constraint for a trainer. You have only a 5 minutes of buffer here and there, either to wind up 5 minutes early or close 5 minutes late, but not more than that. Okay, hope the question was
So
answered.
yeah, hopefully, sir. The biggest worry, the concern I have with that one, because 1 hour, what will I do if I'm not able to finish? If I finish
Ma'am,
it
you will
early,
do wonders in 1 hour. In all the batches, we have had people asking like this, 1 hour ka session, do you think I can take? And the people who said this have become wonderful trainers with SNTTC. So I'm happy
hopefully,
that we are going to
hopefully.
have one like that from batch 10 as well. Don't worry, Deepa ma'am, you will be fine.
Thank you.
Until I am here, and now as you also have Pushpalata ma'am, you don't have to worry. It will be a cakewalk for you. हम आपको ट्रेनर बना
Hopefully,
के
finally,
already you are a
I believe,
CBSE.
yes, sir.
So,
I believe I have come.
I think she's left with
no, I think there is some network issue.
some glitch. Yes.
Yes,
So,
ma'am, you can
so
continue.
now that you have given them so many topics, I think they are, little hesitant and they have all queries for you now.
That's okay. Like always, we are happy to answer.
Absolutely, sir. Okay. After Monica, let's talk about measurable.
Yes, ma'am. Define measurable assets.
Okay, Neera ma'am, would you like to talk about what is measurable assets?
Measurable defines measurable assets. Whatever topic we are teaching, for instance, if I am teaching letter L, now what have I measured? How much of percentage? 50% students have understood the formation, they have understood the sound. 50% they are still, so the percentage, how much is
The
done and
progress.
how much is undone. That is it.
Okay, very nicely explained, ma'am. So, very right. We have to understand that whether what we are doing is measurable means that how you are able to track the progress of the people who are taking your training, and that is very important. And in your content, that should be there should be places, there should be slides where you are able to assess these people. Okay, Archana ma'am, the next one.
I actually wanted to speak about the first, this one, second one, but anyhow,
Sure, ma'am. You can give your input and then read the third one as well.
see, when we plan anything, whether it's a lecture for students or we are planning a training session for teachers, we have to keep certain goals in mind. I mean, what is it that we are trying to achieve? So at the end of that lesson or training, we also have to assess it, right? So whatever we are doing, it should be accessible. Like there's a particular word I'm forgetting. I've made a video also on that, but sometimes words don't come. I mean, we have to judge. We have to see
Evaluate, ma'am.
whether we've achieved that particular goal or not, and how well has my audience understood that. It should be measurable. Like for students, we give marks. But to trainers, we have to see that how well have they understood the points which you have been trying to drive home. So that should be measurable. That should be accessible. right? The learning goals, that is the learning outcome. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. So the learning outcomes have to be measurable. And the goals have to be attainable, like whatever goals we've set. They should not be irrelevant. They should not be unreal. They should be real and achievable. And that's how we'll be able to attain or reach them.
Yes, ma'am. You have to set your challenges in such a way that they remain, they remain possible. If they are impossible goals, like you cannot directly climb Mount Everest one day, and reach at the peak. So you have to set little small goals which are achievable, which are attainable, and which make your progress more relevant and the journey more enjoyable while learning, right? And that is what we tell our children also to keep little achievable attainable goals so that they are able to complete the whole syllabus at on one time, and the same goes for your trainees as well. Yes, Sunita ma'am is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, please read relevant.
Yeah, relevant. Verify your goals are relevant. Means that what you have decided, and regarding that only you have to speak. Means, suppose if you are taking about the stress management you are talking, then you have to talk that how it can be reduced. What are the measures we can take to get it reduced?
Very good, ma'am. So whatever is your values, your needs, your priorities, your short-term goals, your long-term goals, all should, your resources and all your efforts should, be relevant to that content and the topic which you are doing. Am I okay with that? Meera ma'am, you want to add something? Archana ma'am, looks like you're trying to say something here. Your expressions are really like that. I thought you were going to add something there. Okay, so
Understand the point.
okay, great. So, and now the last one who has not read, please. Is there anyone? Monica has read, Sunita ma'am, Meera ma'am.
Ma'am, I think I
Yes,
have not
ma'am.
done.
Yes, please
Okay.
read it.
And
Something
which one?
happening to miss. Acha. No. Ma'am, the
Last
last
one?
one.
Time.
Hanji,
Last.
sure.
Okay. Yeah. T for time bound. Set up a time-based plan.
Okay. So what happens? Like
This is
sir
how we
said
do.
right now, we have
Yeah,
already
yes,
talked
sir.
about the time aspect little bit
This is the answer
here,
for my
and
question.
even and
Yes, already sir gave
and
answer
by
for
chance,
this.
Deepa ma'am got to read that, and that, like just now, sir has said, the time is very important factor. You have to have specific deadlines, and all your content has to be time framed. Okay, it
Yes.
has to move specifically. Like right now, because we are teaching you, we give you a liberty of having, enjoying more time to discuss, to brainstorm, to think, and to talk about. We sometimes come back to questions and we talk about them because right here right now we are just learning. Okay, so we are going slowly here, but once when you're taking a session, everything and every element of your session moves in progression, in keeping with the time. All right, so if it is not time bound, it will not be a smart content. All right, so always remember that you have to set up a time based plan. And I think, Deepa ma'am, your question is answered here, and everything Ravi sir just said sets into this portion of the smart,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. It's clear. Actually, the difficulty which I faced when I had taken 2 or 3 webinars in AIF group. So the
Okay.
problem which I faced sometimes little bit no, maybe because of my profession, the speed little bit I increase. I don't know
Yeah.
why it happens. I try to maintain the consistency in the speed and the volume, but sometimes it goes little bit fast. So that's how the depends upon the slide. Sometimes we may finish little bit early, so finally, we have to answer the question, and we have to pass a Google form or something for feedback. And or sometimes by the time, sometimes it finished, it took only 40 minutes, something like that. So that was my concern and worry here also. What if I could finish it a little bit early? What will happen? Or that time management will be a problem there. That was my concern actually.
So, ma'am, what will happen is that when you have your first session, so you can go back on it with sir, and then you can take a feedback from him, and there he will guide you to the elements where you have where you could have elaborated on your topics, or sometimes what happens, maybe you have just read through your slides and gone, and you have not let the audience reflect over it and not, internalize whatever you have said. All right. So that will be a good way, and I think it will be you'll have a very reflective session, and also will you will be able to measure your assets, okay, and see that whether your goals are attainable or not. So here sir is going to help you in doing that. We are all here because when we attend your session, when your first session comes in, when we attend the session, we can always come back and reflect on what happened there. So then you
Hopefully.
will lose your this inner conflict which you have with yourself. When we tell you, when we all together reflect on it, na, you will find a solution to it. So just make sure that all these little things which we are telling you, you take care of them, and your session will surely be a great success. And then you will say, sir, you will tell sir, sorry sir, I could not finish in 1 hour, it went up to more than an hour this time. I wanted and then sir will tell you, do you have to now exercise your previous skills of going faster then. Okay, ma'am. Okay, I hope this is
Okay.
clear for everyone. Everyone, I hope it is clear. Monica, is it clear? Okay, let's move. I think Monica is not able to hear me right now. Sunita
No,
ma'am,
ma'am,
clear?
Yeah, I
I
have
think
some
it's
network issue, ma'am. I got disconnected two
yes.
times.
Okay, no problem, ma'am. We are not going very fast. So, but I think now, see, here is a discussion. Same thing, an activity. Create an outline for the webinar on student engagement using below the given below headings. Now you can put these headings, align them with SMART, and then move ahead. All right. So first thing is understanding the meaning of student engagement, defining it. This is like these are we are bifurcating the topic into different subheadings and how we are going to bring forward our slides. All right. So you will see that are we able to put it in SMART?
Ma'am, what we are supposed to do, create an outline webinar means, is it a PPT or
So
it's
this is
a written
no.
activity?
So if it is an activity, like if you have to create if you have to create a PPT or a webinar totally on student engagement, तो सबसे पहले आप क्या decide करेंगे? How will you go about it? It is how you're going to manage your time, Deepa ma'am. तो सबसे
Oh,
पहले आप डिसाइड करेंगे कि स्टूडेंट्स को क्या एक्सप्लेन करना है. सबसे पहले यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन देम द टॉपिक. ऑलराइट. So the first thing which you do is you have to explain them the topic. What is student engagement? So what will you have to define? You will have to define what is student engagement in context of the classroom. And then you have to move forward why it is important. And then you would have to give a slide where you have to make them discuss, where they all will be discussing with each other the benefits of students engagement. All right. And then what will be the challenges. All right. And then you will also think about creating strategies of positive strategies and engaging students in the learning environment. All right. So पर
ma'am,
इस
is
सब
it a written one? We have to write it or make
do
it a
you
PPT or
ma'am, if you do you want to make it? The sir will decide if he wants to give it to you as a homework, or sir wants to
yeah,
give you
that was
homework.
that was
But
little
I'm
I
saying that
didn't get the
that
clarity.
this is an example of when you are creating your PPT, how you have to align it with SMART. All
Smart.
right. So what will you have? You will have those achievable aims, whatever you wanted. Okay. Some specific goals you will line. अगर आप outline नहीं करोगे, आप एक कोई भी टॉपिक ले लोगे और उसके बारे में सब कुछ ढूंढने लग जाओगे, तो आप एक you will be in the middle of a sea, because right
Pushpalata
now,
ma'am.
yes sir, sorry sir, I'm moving forward, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
I got. So my time management was also going out because I'm discussing more things with you. So I hope this is clear. Sir will give you this to you as an activity if he wants to, or he wants to give you a different homework. Okay. So this is what you need to do here. You have to uh, define whatever content you have into one foundational content, intermediate content, and an advanced level content. Like I said, that you have to balance your delivery from the very basic to the very advanced child in your class. All right. So make your content understandable and accessible to all kind of audience sitting in front of you. So this is how you have to make your, I hope this is clear. Ashna ma'am, is this clear? We have already discussed it in quite a detail in SMART. Okay. This is what, if you don't see the kind of content you are researching and kind of content you are putting on your slides, it will ultimately overflow. It should not be all advanced level content. It should not be all intermediate level content. It should not be all foundational level content. Seeing the gradation and the ascend, there should be an ascending order from how you are going of your how you're taking your session forward. All right. So here is a slide where we go from the normal level. What will be basic level? अगर आप stress पे ले रहे हैं तो stress management workshop, अभी मैम ने stress की ही बात की थी, तो stress management workshop ले रहे हैं तो आपके basic level questions क्या होंगे? Stress क्या है, उसके symptoms क्या हैं, उसकी techniques क्या हैं उसको manage करने के लिए, ये आपके basic level की आपकी slides होंगी. पर आप अगर इंटरमीडिएट लेवल पे बनाते हैं तो आप प्रैक्टिकल स्ट्रेस की स्ट्रैटेजीज देंगे, फिर आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे कि क्या चीजें हैं जो स्ट्रेस को ट्रिगर करती हैं, फिर स्ट्रेस रिडक्शन टेक्निक्स क्या हैं, फिर आप अपने अंदर रेजिलियंस कैसे बिल्डअप कर सकते हैं, कैसे हाउ यू कैन कम आउट ऑफ इट. सो दिस विल बी द मिडिल लेवल. सो यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग द, अब अगर आप अपने स्कूल के बच्चों के लिए स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट वर्कशॉप करेंगे तो आप किस तरह की वर्कशॉप करेंगे? आप बहुत बेसिक लेवल लेंगे, राइट? But if you have a more intelligent audience, you will move up to intermediate level. But if you are going at the professional level, if you are going at people who are very smart and who already know the basic levels of these of strength, sorry, excuse me, of stress management, then you will probably move on to the third level. That will be the advanced level. So here you will have the cognitive behavioral theory and techniques and acceptance. But these kind of things you cannot explore with very basic audience. So you have to see from which level to which level your audience is there, and how you want to take your content forward from simple to advanced level. Okay. So here are the techniques, etc., which you will apply, which become very specific and well researched, and the kind of um, therapies which you have to use, and the management techniques and prevention techniques and long-term sustainability. So all these are very, very well researched techniques, etc., which have been used in this. So this is how you can group your stress management workshop or whichever topic you have taken up into, and break it into smaller parts. Is it clear? Okay, so my conclusion is here, Ashna ma'am. Maybe you can conclude my last slide and give a good conclusion to it, so that Ravi sir can just leave, say that your time management is going out. Please, ma'am.
So, ma'am, it was wonderful.
Ashna ma'am, please read it. Thank you, ma'am.
Really
Please read
good.
the last slide.
And I'm concluding it for you. So here goes. Good content is not storytelling. It is telling your story well. Very nice one. Really nice.
So thank you so much. I think all of you have understood why a good content is important. Deepa ma'am, Monica ma'am, Neera ma'am, Sunita ma'am, I hope the session was fruitful for you, and we will see some very great sessions from you. Remember SMART and how to utilize it in your contents. And
Sure.
yes, over to Ravi
Everything
sir.
is under a hope.
Don't worry, ma'am. You people will rock now. I see your topics are really great. Please go back and see whether you can, read your topics well, so that you can make the content accordingly. And then you already are such great storytellers. Just tell your story well. That is what is required out of you.
Ma'am, is there any number of slides that we have to limit within, or
No,
up
Deepa,
to
ma'am.
it depends up
It
is it depends upon our
depends.
topic?
Depends on your speed, actually. Because how
Yeah.
many, but you know what happens is, if the lesser the slides you keep, the more content you can talk about. What happens is,
Okay.
if you keep your eye on the time, And what happens is, when you see that you are going very fast, you can go a little slower. You can give more reflective questions, and you can increase your content while speaking. See, I'm leaving one slide on, and we are talking and talking, and we are utilizing our time. You can do the same thing, Deepa ma'am. You don't need to make 50 slides to utilize that 1 hour. You can increase your content, or you can read,
Okay.
you can keep a notebook with bullet points right there, in front of you, so
Yes.
that sometimes what happens, you might encompass 10 points in 3 points only. So what happens, your content goes fast in that manner. Okay.
Okay.
So have a small diary in front
Yes.
of you, keep your bullet points. Nobody is looking at you because you're sitting on your online session. Nobody can see your diary.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep flipping it, and for the first 2 3 sessions you can do that, and then as you become confident, then you will know what to speak. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Depends
that's all.
upon the topic and the speed we
Yes,
maintain.
yes, ma'am. Your speed. You can have 4 slides also and sit through a 2 hour session. It
Okay.
depends on how you are delivering it, how you're connecting to your audience, and how well, how engrossed they are with you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Ravi sir, over to
Thank you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Ravi sir.
So, yeah, I mean, let them wait for the upcoming session. I believe the next session is going to be as in how to prepare a PPT, how to start a webinar,
Yes.
isn't it? So that is where they are going to have fun. Um, yeah, so there is nothing much to speak today. Let us wait and watch how is that they are going to perform there.
Yes, sir.
However, these people being very creative, as I have seen their homeworks, I believe they are going to be very good trainers, no doubt about it.
Absolutely, sir. I
Archana
think they
ma'am
should
is
use their
already
own creatives.
Archana ma'am is already a trainer. Deepa ma'am is already a resource person, so no doubt. Let
So
us
the
Absolutely.
see how.
biggest problem is we are all teachers in the classroom. When we come to your your platform, I feel like a student. That's why I'm more tense now.
Nothing as such. Okay. Good night, everyone. Take
Good night,
care.
sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir. Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.